This is Series 1, Episode 65. And yes, on your screen you are looking at a rock. You might think I've lost my marbles here. I'm a trader, these are trading videos, and you're staring at a rock on the screen. But soon enough you'll understand why I believe this rock could make you, me, and anybody watching this video a lot of money in the future. Now this video is longer than my usual videos because I'm covering a lot of information, but I think it's worthwhile. So what I think you might want to do is get a cup of tea, a coffee, or maybe something even stronger. Sit back, relax, absorb the information and try to watch this video in its entirety, because I believe this is it's a great investment opportunity potentially. Now of course, everything I discuss in this video is for informational purposes only. If you decide to act upon any information that I provide in this video, that is entirely up to you. I will be discussing some stocks with some trade ideas, so if you take action upon those ideas, that is your decision. You are responsible for your own trading decisions. So now I've got that disclaimer out the way, let me get into the detail. So what is so important about this rock? Why am I excited about a rock? Well, this rock is uranium. So in this video I'm going to be talking about uranium and uranium stocks and why I believe this could be an amazing opportunity for an investment. So let me bring up some facts onto the screen. So, unless you've been living under a rock or a stone, governments need to reduce carbon emissions. That is a fact. Most governments around the world have a mandate to reduce carbon emissions. I think most people realise that. Well, uranium produces zero carbon emissions. Now, uranium is the source for nuclear energy. Now, I'm well aware that as soon as people hear the word nuclear, they panic. Oh, I'm not interested in nuclear, that's disgusting, it kills people, radiation. Think about the Fukushima disaster in 2011. I'm not touching any stocks to do with uranium or nuclear. Well, that's not quite how it is, guys. It's not as black and white as that. That's the media over exaggerating sometimes. But when you actually look at the facts about uranium and nuclear power, you understand it's actually a very clean energy source. Uranium is so clean, in fact, that it's the second source in the world for low carbon electricity behind hydropower. Well, hydropower is water. So hydropower is number 1, uranium is number 2 for low carbon electricity. Electricity generated by nuclear is expected to rise by 1/3 by the year 2050. Now it doesn't take a genius to realise that with this increased demand in electricity, because electric vehicles need recharging, laptops, phones, everybody needs electricity at the moment, it seems, to charge everything, and it's only on the increase. And there's a huge deficit, supply deficit, of uranium. So to me this spells opportunity. So not only are we looking at governments trying to reduce carbon emissions to zero, as close to zero as possible, we have a huge spike in demand for electricity, not only by the government to keep it cleaner than using fossil fuels, but also because of the vehicles, the electric vehicles and the equipment that we need charging. So it all spells out to me as an amazing opportunity for uranium in the longer term. So I want to get involved in uranium stocks and nuclear before the rest of the world catches up with this, because I think most people are asleep on the potential of uranium. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of stocks, and before I start I just want to make you aware that currently the uranium sector is the strongest performing sector in the stock market as I do this video. So that's another interesting fact. Now that doesn't mean it's going to stay number 1, but it is currently. So let me go over to some charts. Now here I've started first of all, with the company I want to talk about, Energy Fuels. If I go back here a second, you'll see that Energy Fuels is the leading US producer of uranium. I'll discuss Energy Fuels in a second. First of all, I want to discuss a different stock, and this is Denison Mines Corporation, ticker symbol DNN. Now I'm just bringing this stock up on the screen just to show you the historical price action of this stock. So look where it was in the past and look where it is now. So you can see a huge sell-off. No one was interested in anything to do with uranium for a significant amount of time. But I want to draw your attention down here. So I'm going to zoom in and show you what I'm looking at. So this stock, nobody's been interested in it for many years, and all of a sudden we reach 2021 around March time, and look what we get. We get a huge spike in volume, indicating a significant interest from professional traders, institutional ownership, and then there's a huge move up, very quick move on this particular stock, right up here, and then we've had some sideways action, and yeah, this is currently stuck in a kind of range. But I just wanted to show you this volume, because that was very important before I move on to the next stock, because the next stock is the one I mentioned previously. So that stock is Energy Fuels Inc., ticker symbol UUUU. So very easy to remember, 4 U's is a ticker symbol, and this is the one I'm going to focus on, which is the same company I mentioned here, Energy Fuels. So exactly the same situation, a huge sell-off going back to 2007, and as I said, nobody's been interested in nuclear energy or uranium at all. But now there's look at this sudden interest of professional traders. Look at all that volume. What's going on? So this is a sort of it's a bit like playing a game of poker where your opponent shows a hand. This is showing there's a significant influx of institutional ownership of this particular stock, Energy Fuels Inc. So again, I'm going to zoom in and show you some more information. So I've drawn in some very basic horizontal lines here, so you can see where price was historically. You can see how price kept touching this area here, which is just below $4, and eventually fell away, and then came up to this area, broke through, as indicated there, then made its way up to $5. That didn't hold for long, went straight through $5, came back down, tested it here, back up, back down, tested it again, back up. Now it's on its way back down. So I'm about to talk about a trade idea, but I want to emphasize the fact that this particular stock, or any of these uranium stocks, are longer term trades. I would not trade this short term because it's very volatile. So if you cannot stand volatility and the fact that this might drop 50% before it goes back up, you should not be looking at this trade. However, if you can stomach the fact this is a longer term trade, and potentially if you took it, now that's up to you if you took this trade, if you took the trade, you need to have a long term view of many months, not short term, so possibly years in the future. So that's the first thing I want to really emphasize here. But what I'm talking about now is a potential shorter term entry point, but again, I would be looking at this as a longer term, no stop loss. I'm just going to hold it for the longer term, and it either does extremely well or goes to zero. It's as simple as that. Now bear in mind that, look at the kind of swings you get, 7.5% in one day. Will you be able to stomach that kind of move? That's up to you. I can, because I will be looking at this again as a longer term trade, but you need to bear that in mind. There will be severe swings on this if you decide to get it in on the trade. Now price is heading back down, potentially to the $5. I don't know if it's going to hit there. I don't know if it's going to hold there. It might just go all the way through. I do not know. But all I'm trying to explain that potentially it could hold at $5, and that's where I'd like to take an entry on this particular stock, ticker symbol UUUU. Now I'm going to clear the chart and show you something else. Those that have been watching my videos will know I talk about cup with handle patterns all the time, because they're extremely powerful patterns. Well, I see one here on Energy Fuels Inc. Here's the cup formation. So here's the top left hand side of the base of the cup. I'm going to draw this in real time, so it's not going to be perfect. I'm using a mouse. So there's your base of a cup. Think about a cup and saucer. Here's your cup, and then here is your handle of the cup. Okay. Now the official buy point would be just up here, a breach of this level, and then that would be a trade for the shorter term. But like I said, I don't want to look at this as short term. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing on the charts at this moment in time. I personally would like to try and get it down here at $5. It might not get there. I might just get in and just hold it, and that's the end of it. But I'm just pointing out this technical pattern. It's very strong. What could also happen here, guys, just so you're aware, is price could carry on down for a bit and then break out, and then there's another entry there. So again, I keep saying it, this is a longer term trade. So this information I'm just showing you on the chart is just a technical formation for the shorter term if you wanted to try and get in earlier. So I'll clear this up again. So just to emphasize, you don't need to take this stock or any stock to do with uranium. It's up to you, of course, but I'm just pointing out that this stock and the previous stock, Denison Mines, are the two top performing uranium stocks at the moment. So you could jump on either one potentially for the longer term. It's entirely up to you. Just have a look at your own charts, do your own due diligence, and then you can make a decision. But I'm just focusing on this particular one, UUUU, because I just like the look of this technical setup. But the overall uranium market, it just looks like the potential there. After all I've explained about carbon emissions, the electricity demand we have. So uranium looks to be like a very excellent long-term investment opportunity to me. So there you have it, guys. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that like button because it helps with the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, and please comment. I wish people would comment more. So I wish you the best of luck. There's the opportunity, uranium, a great opportunity ahead.